So, I found this tiny studio apartment downtown. The rent was a steal, almost suspiciously cheap for the location, but I grabbed it anyway. The first night, I distinctly remember leaving my keys on the kitchen counter. The next morning, they were sitting on the coffee table in the living room. I figured, hey, I was tired, probably just moved them myself without thinking. But then, it started happening every single day. Little things. The dining chairs would be angled just a bit differently than how I left them. Kitchen cabinet doors I knew I'd closed would be slightly ajar. The shower curtain, which I always pull completely shut, would be drawn halfway open. The changes were so subtle, so small, that I kept telling myself I was just being forgetful. It was easy to dismiss at first, but the feeling that something was off just wouldn't go away. It was this constant nagging doubt in the back of my mind. So one night, I decided to test it. I went into the kitchen and lined up every single one of my chairs perfectly against the table, tucking them in so they were flush. I even took a picture on my phone, just so I'd have undeniable proof. Then, I went to bed, feeling a little silly, but also determined to get to the bottom of it. At exactly 3:17 a.m., a sound jolted me awake. It was a slow, scraping noise. The distinct sound of wood dragging against the tile floor. My heart was pounding, but I didn't move. I just lay there in the dark, listening. After a minute, the scraping stopped. I waited for what felt like an eternity, probably 5 full minutes, before I finally built up the courage to get out of bed. The kitchen light was on. I hadn't left it on. And every single chair had been pulled out from the table. They were all turned to face my bedroom doorway, lined up in a perfect, silent row, as if they were watching me. I grabbed my phone, my hand shaking, and pulled up the photo from earlier. Yep, there it was, proof that they were all tucked in when I went to sleep. As I stood there, completely frozen, one of the chairs, it shifted. It just slid forward an inch on its own. It wasn't thrown or violently moved. It was a nudge, deliberate, quiet little nudge, like it was trying to get my attention. That was it for me. I moved out 3 days later. But before I left for good, I pushed all the chairs back in, one last time. As I locked the door and turned to leave, I heard it again from inside the apartment, the sound of scraping. All of them moving at once. Thanks for listening, and if you like scary stories like this, make sure to subscribe.